Hello and welcome to the CHEERS Registry Training Series. In this video, we will be talking about the basic navigation for residential new construction. So you'll first want to start by going to the cheers.org homepage, and from there we have our different options to log in. So here we have our login for our 2008 registry. There's not many projects in there because of how old that registry is, so we're not going to go through that one. We've got the 2013 and 2016 registry. This one is the currently active registry where most of the work is happening, so that's where we'll be talking about. And then I will briefly mention that we do have our CHEERS mobile option here. You can do some residential new construction work on the mobile site, but again, that's all covered in a separate video. So today we'll be focusing just on the 2013 and 2016 registry. So we'll go ahead and we'll click on that link, and that will take us to our login page for that particular registry. So we'll enter our username and our password over here to the right, and then we will log in. And then over here we do have our option to log out and then access to your profile page. We also have a link back to cheers.org as well as a link to our user training videos. So let's move on over here to the left hand side, and the first item we have in this row is verify a document. So those that have a registered document, it will have a registration number on it. So you can use this feature to search for that document using that registration number. If you don't have that number, you will not be able to utilize that tool. So that's just to verify those documents. So next we have our 2013 side of the registry. We have all of our options here: residential new, additions and alterations, and then same for non-residential new construction, additions and alterations. And then we have our 2016, has those same options there. And then last we have our documents to sign. So if you have a user that is entering documents on your behalf and they are the document author, and then you need to sign as the responsible party, they can assign that document to you once they're done with that data entry, and then you can quickly come in, log in, and then click on your documents to sign, and that will provide you a list of documents that have been assigned to you for your responsible signature. So let's go ahead, let's jump into here. Let's go for the 2016 residential new construction. The interface is the same on the 2013 side, so we don't need to switch back and forth. So we'll just jump in here on the 2016 side. So this brings us to our main page here. So this has a lot of information on it, but makes it all that information easily accessible for you to navigate and move around in. So we're going to start up here in this upper left hand corner. And so we've also used tabs quite a bit throughout our thing. Makes it easy to navigate to different options without having to load new pages. And so we start off with selecting a builder. So our structure goes builder, project, and then site. So you'll first need to come over here to this list, and this is a fairly small list. You'd likely have more builders on your list, but regardless, you would select whatever builder you need to be working with, and then you would transition on over to the projects list. Again, you may have one project, you may have 20 projects. It all depends on how many that builder has, but they're all in alphabetical order, so you can look through the list, find the project that you want to work with, select it, and then you will then get all of your information down here at the bottom. You can always see what builder and project you're in up here at the top of the list. Provides that information for you. And so let's go back over here to project, because we have a couple different ways that you can, builder, because we have couple different ways you can locate what you're looking for. So our next tab here is what we call my recent projects. So this list is going to provide you in order the projects that you last accessed. So we have our date and our time here, so any project that you were just in is going to be near the top, and then as they get older and older down the list. So if you were just working in a project and had to switch over, you can easily navigate back to that project by going to my recent projects and then just selecting from the list the project that you want to work with. And then finally we have a search option. Let's say you know who the builder is, but you're not sure how they spelled the project name, and you know at least part of it. You can type in either the full name, partial name, it doesn't matter. You can search for the builder, you can search for the project, the site name, the site address, You can select multiple, and so it'll search all of those, or you can limit it to just individual items to search. Type in your search criteria, hit the search button, and we'll provide a list of anything that closely matches your search criteria. So let's move back over here to builders and projects. Um, and so if you are looking for a builder on your list, you cannot find it, we do have the option to select new builder. So this won't create that builder within the registry. That builder has to contact us. They have to register with us, just like as a user you had to register with us. So what this does is it allows you to send them a automated email letting them know that someone within CHEERS needs them to register for so they can create these projects and these builders and all of that. So if you give us the name, contact information, then we will auto-generate an email that goes to them letting them know, hey, you need to register, and then we provide those instructions and allow them to get registered with us. Once they're registered, then they will show up on this list here. For projects, if the project doesn't already exist, let's say for example you're creating the project and you need to be importing the 1Rs, you can create new projects with the new project button here. So provide some basic information about it: project name, address, city, zip code. If you know the superintendent name and number, a lot of times you don't at this point, you can just leave those blank. Building department, the gas utility, electric utility, and then click on OK, and it will add that project to the list here. Any of that information that you didn't know, we can always either enter it or update it later, and I will show you how to do that here in a second. So once you've located the project, you've selected the project that you want to be working with, the next row of tabs is where we'll go next. So we default right here to our Title 24 tab. That's where pretty much everybody's going to start. And then we have some below that, but we'll jump here to the right. We also have solar. Some projects may be participating in the new Solar Homes Partnership Program, and to do so you have to have HERS inspections go along with that. And so this is where we list all of those plans and HERS verifications. We scroll over here to the right, still kind of on that same row. We have our project phases functionality. This is optional. If you want to create these phases, you can associate sites to the phase for project members. So this is where we keep track of who has access to the project. So we have our complete member lists over here on the left, and we have them broken down by consultants, homeowners, installing contractors, and HERS raters. So you simply just go down the list, find who you're looking for, click on add, and it will add that user over here to our current members list. Anybody that is a current member has access to this. They can search it, get access to it. They can modify any documents that they are allowed to modify. So they have complete access to it. If they no longer are part of the project and you want to remove them, you can simply just click on remove, and it will take them off the current member list and put them back over here, and they will no longer be able to access that project. Last thing we have is down here at the bottom. We have a list of those users that have been granted signature authority. So this is the authorized company, this is who they're authorized to sign for, and this is the person that they're authorized to sign for. So those are all there. Those are all handled through your profile page. So remember, over here you can go to your profile. All of that is handled through there. But we list it here just so you know who has that access. Next tab over here, we have our project details. So when you did create that project using the new project button, this is the information that you provided. So you can come in here if you need to update some of that information. You didn't have it at the time, or you need to update it because it's changed. You can make your changes here, click on the update button, and it will update that information. This is also where you would access the project status report, which you can view as an Excel or as a PDF, and this would be for the entire project. We'll see those at the site level here in a little bit. And then finally, our last tab over here is project billing. Just kind of give you a breakdown of when billing happens. As you can see, 1Rs and 2Rs are not, there's no charge for those. all of the charge happens once we get to this 3R level, and that goes for both residential new construction as well as the non-residential side. All right, so let's come back over here to Title 24 and let's drop down to the next level. So we start off here, we default to the Plans tab or the CF1R tab. It's the first thing you're going to have to do when you create a new project, so it's first on our list. So we have two options with which to import the CF1Rs. If it's a performance 1R, which a lot of them are, you'll use this button here to open the import process. We'll cover that in detail in a separate video. And then you have the other option to do a prescriptive CF1R, which is the CF1R NCB01. This one would be filled out online or in the registry, and again, separate videos for that for those details. Once you do add that in, it'll show up on your list here, and we cover how to sign for those and everything in the various videos for those, so we won't get into that too much detail. The list here does contain a lot of information. Each of these columns you can sort. Anytime you see these two arrows next to a column header, that means that you can sort by simply clicking on the header, and that will resort, going from top to bottom or from bottom to top. You can switch back and forth. The default goes by plan name, but if you need, you can sort by any of these on here. So let's move over to sites and lots. Now this is where all of our CF2Rs and CF3Rs are entered. All the data for those are entered. To create new sites, you simply click on the new site button here, and that brings it up. You provide the lot number, the site name, and that's a user-generated value, whatever you want to call it, the actual site address, which plan. So all these plans are all signed, registered plans you can choose from. If you're doing phases, this is where you would select the phase to associate it with, your permit number, click on save, and it will add it to the site. You can create multiple sites if you want to do more than one at a time. You can do that, and it'll create 5 sites. You can also use the add and remove options over here to add and remove number of sites for multi-site creation. And you can close or click OK, whichever you need to do on there. Same thing here, we got information in the various columns, and again we got the arrows so you can sort. We default to alphanumeric for the site name, but you can choose your sort for any of these items along here. So let's next go over to sample groups. So sample groups are available for CHEERS raters. I'm currently logged in as a contractor or installer, so I do not have access to these buttons. These buttons are only available for CHEERS raters, but I can still come in, I can still look at everything, but I cannot go in and modify anything. I can't create documents, I can't do any of that, but I can look at different things. Okay, so back here, sample groups. So that's the last thing we have on the Title 24 side. So if we jump back over here to the solar side of things, you can see it's laid out, pretty much the same. The difference is that solar plans are completely different than Title 24 plans. They function a little bit differently. So we have a separate place here, import your plans. Again, all that's covered in a separate video. Sites and lots, we don't require you to recreate those. Once you create them on either the solar side or the Title 24 side, it's visible for both. So this new site button here is exactly the same as the new site button on the Title 24 side. And then same thing with sample groups. Sample criteria is completely different for solar, so it's on its own little tab. Sampling's done separately, but again, this is for CHEERS raters. It's not available to me as a contractor or installer. So that pretty much takes us to the end of this video. Again, this is just basic navigation, how to find your way around the residential new construction side of things. If you need more detail on any of the things we talked about, we do have separate videos that go into much more detail, but we do want to kind of keep this one as short as possible for you. So if you need those, go ahead and look for them. They'll be listed where all of our training videos are. And with that, that brings us to the end. So I thank you for watching, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.